Welcome to Mary and Molly Show. I'm Mary. I'm Molly. Let's go.
Steve had often seen his daddy climb up high and dangerous places, like church steeples and tall chimneys, to paint them or repair them. Someday, he told himself, he would be a steeplejack too. It happened much sooner than he ever dreamed. One day, as he was walking along, he saw a group of people standing outside the Old Methodist Church. At first, he supposed they might be waiting for a wedding or a funeral. But then he noticed they were all looking upward, and a few seemed to be pointing at something. He hurried over and joined the group. Then he too began looking up. But he couldn't see anything. Only the quaint old shingled steeple, and there was nothing very special about that. He had seen it hundreds of times before and had watched his daddy climb it more than once. "What is everybody looking at?" he asked the man standing beside him. "Can't you see?" said the man, looking up and pointing. "See what?" said Steve. "The bird." "Bird?" said Steve. "What bird? I can't see any bird." "Can't you see that bird tied to the top of the steeple?" Steve laughed out loud. Who ever heard of a bird being tied to the top of a steeple? But he looked again and stopped laughing. The man was right. There was a bird up there, and it was tied to the top of the steeple. By this time, more people had joined the group, which was getting so large that it was beginning to block traffic. Everybody was looking up, watching the poor pigeon trying to break free. It would fly a little way till the string got tight. Then it would fall against the side of the steeple. After much fluttering, it would start off again, only to fall once more. "Why, it's a young pigeon, and it's got a piece of string around one of its legs." "That's right," said the man. "And now, will you please tell me how the other end of the string got hooked on the steeple?" "I don't know," said Steve. "I suppose it got caught on something as the bird flew past. What an unusual thing to happen." "Poor little bird!" cried someone. "Somebody get a gun and shoot it," said another. "Oh no, please don't do that," said Steve, who had always loved birds. "I'll go up and get it." "You go up and get it?" laughed the man. "You couldn't do that. It would take a steeplejack to get up there." "That's what I'm going to be someday," said Steve, as he pushed his way through the crowd toward the door of the church. Fortunately, the door was open. Slipping inside, he ran up the stairs, then over to the ladder that led to the trapdoor, which opened onto the roof. Soon he was outside. Suddenly, there was a roar from the crowd below. The boy had appeared on the church roof. "Come down!" cried somebody with a big voice. "What are you doing up there? Come down!" But Steve did not come down. Instead, he made his way carefully to the bottom of the steeple. Then, taking off his shoes and socks, he began to climb. Flattened against the steeple, he got a hold where nobody else would have found one. Now the eyes of all shifted from the captive pigeon to the boy. "Come down! Come down!" shouted half a dozen men at once. "You'll fall! You'll break your neck! Come down!" But Steve did not come down. He climbed steadily upward, inch by inch, inch by inch. How he held on, the crowd did not know. But he did just as he had often seen his father do, climbing on the stout nails that had been left here and there to help the steeplejack. Keeping his eyes upward and never looking down for even a moment, he moved slowly and surely toward the place where the string that held the pigeon was caught in a loose shingle. Meanwhile, the crowd had grown till it filled the highway. Policemen had arrived to clear a path for the traffic, only to look up horrified at the boy perched like a fly on the side of the steeple. One of them blew his whistle and ordered Steve to come down. But Steve didn't hear. "He's going to fall! He's going to fall!" cried a woman. "Come down! Come down!" cried one man after another. But Steve went up, 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 little by little, little by little. Now he was nearly there. Carefully, he reached up and grabbed the string. Deep silence fell upon the crowd below. All held their breath. Now they were sure he would fall. Surely he couldn't possibly hold on with one hand and tug on the string with the other. But he did. And to everyone's amazement, he didn't let the string go as he might have done. He started to pull on it. "Oh no!" groaned the crowd. "Surely he isn't going to try to catch the bird." But that is exactly what he did. Slowly and with great care, Steve kept pulling on the string, gradually bringing the bird closer and closer to him. Then he made a grab and the bird was in his hand. The crowd gasped. How could he get down safely with one hand clutching the bird? Surely he was bound to fall. Then what do you suppose Steve did? Well, somehow he stuffed that fluttering bird inside his shirt, buttoned it, and then with both hands free began to descend. Down, down, down he came, while the crowd watched in fear and wonder. At last, Steve reached the bottom. Quickly, slipping on his socks and shoes, he ran along the roof to the trap door. Everyone shouted with relief when he was down safe and sound. As the children crowded around him, someone said, "Wasn't he brave to risk his life to save a bird?" But that wasn't what his father said to him when he got home that night. When I was told this story, that's what Uncle Arthur is saying, I could not help thinking of somebody else who risked his life for others. And this story really makes us think about that. Somebody who climbed not a steeple, but a cross. Somebody who risked everything to save not a bird, but boys and girls, and male and female, and every woman and man of every nation. You know who I mean. Jesus, the friend of children and the friend of sinners. And why did he do it? That he might take you and me and everyone and put us close to his heart and keep us there forever.
Thank you, friends, so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this story and were encouraged and learned a valuable lesson. This story was actually requested by one of our viewers. Thank you so much for sending in that request. If there's another story you would like to hear, please send us to us, comment underneath this video. And we ask that you please, if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe right now. We are grateful for each one of you, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye.